Hey, Blaine, how's it going?
What's up, Lee?
We got
Another,
a great guest tonight.
yeah, we do. Another Tuesday night. Thank you guys for being here for Cryptid Nation.
Yes, Cryptid Nation. We are really enjoying ourselves, hearing all about the things that our listeners are showing us. We have Cryptid Nation, AANTV at gmail.com is where you can send your findings, your experiences, and all the things that you have done. Okay. Because we want to see what you're doing. We want to see what you've experienced. Right, Blaine?
Yes, we do.
So,
Because we love to hear
and
the stories because you've personally experienced those. Hi, Jimmy. Jeremy, sorry. I couldn't speak. I had the blah, 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 blah.
yep. So we've got a great guest on, and you know what? Maybe I should play the intro for him. Here we go.
Play it.
And here he is, Jimmy Barwick.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Jimmy? Welcome
Just
To
another
the
evening. Just
show.
another evening. Good to be here.
We appreciate you coming on, man, because we want to hear y'all stories. Hey, Joe. Sorry, if you see us wave, Jimmy,
Yeah.
we have people coming on saying hi to us, so we're waving back to them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Instead
just
of
wave with
interrupting
him.
you, we just
Thunder.
wave. If you see them, go wave back at them. You
All
know?
right.
Just wave. So welcome to the show.
Oh yeah. It's good to be here.
I'm so glad that we were able to meet you and hear about your experiences. I can't wait for everybody else to hear too.
Oh yeah. It's been
Then
a wild ride. Wild ride.
Jimmy,
so
what
you
got you
started
started,
out.
man? Sorry,
What's
Lee.
that?
There we go. No,
I said,
babe, you
what got
go.
you started?
Get me started?
You got hunting Bigfoots.
Yeah, it probably started a couple of years ago, probably back in 20. I love to deer hunt, stuff like that. So while I was putting peanut butter jars, I was actually attaching the lid to the tree, cutting the bottom out and attaching them to the tree. And I noticed something was like it had been sticking its hand in the jar. And it
Oh,
was yeah, just and I was actually looking at it, trying to figure out what was putting his hand in there. It's like fingers had pulled the peanut butter out. And then the next year, the following year, I found a big old 15-inch footprint back there, and I was, dumbfounded. I said, "What is this?" It looks like a Bigfoot track. And so I journeyed on back into the woods behind my plot and thick back there, and I found two trees, probably about 10, 12 foot up, where they were both snapped off side by side. And then it basically started from there. I got interested in Bigfoot, started listening to podcasts and doing a lot of investigation, and probably over 1,000 hours of podcast because I drive an hour to work and back. So I've had plenty of time to do some research, just sitting there and listening to encounters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the next year, the next summer, let me see, what was it I had? I went back there and it was this pine tree had been arched over my feeder. Kind of got me a little curious, what's going on, because it actually stressed the tree so hard it actually busted the grain in it. There were no storms at the time. So then I started with hunting season this past year. I was actually sitting back there and a lot of weird stuff started happening to me. So listening to a podcast, I heard about peanut butter. So I took a peanut butter jar and I set it across the power line from me into the woods with the lid tight on there. Lo and behold, the next day I come back, the lid's laying there. So,
oh my God.
yeah. So I'm like, everybody's like, well, a coon could have done that. I said, no, I don't think a coon could actually get the jar lid off.
I don't think they can.
So then it moved on. I actually moved back deeper into the woods, trying to have my little blind set up. And I was doing the same trick. I actually bought a camera this time and put it on it. And the same thing kept happening. I'd have the peanut butter jar disappear. Well, brother got that body out, they cleaned the ground. So I cleaned the ground around it, stuck a jar. Come back the next day, same thing, nothing on camera. The jar's laying there, lid off from it. It's got a tongue print down in it. So it just escalated from there. And I'd actually started sitting, going back in there and hearing, when I was checking my camera, you could hear a tree snapping, like the limbs being broke off. And there wasn't no wind, nothing like that. And I'm looking around, like trying to figure out what's snapping these limbs back here. And of course, I went on hunting back there. And then here we go. Well, I'm sitting in the blind, and right before it's starting to get dark, rocks come flying in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the second time I was back there and the rock came flying in, I was actually dialed into my camera because my camera started messing up. It was a brand new camera, taking pictures every minute all day long. So I was trying to reset my camera. And I noticed the battery actually started dropping on my camera. And so I just logged out of it, started playing solitaire on my phone. Good thing about being in the blind, you can sit there and play on your phone.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, the rock come flying in, pinging off the top of my blind. And that's when I, basically I'd come out of the blind. I said, all right, y'all can have it. I'm done. And I actually took my brother back in there one day because I was scared to go back in there. And I said, let's go back in there, wait till everybody gets through hunting. Let's walk back in there, and I want to show you something. So we go back in there. We didn't see nothing, but as we were coming out, we were being escorted. You could hear something walking beside us in the wood. And that's when we got out to the truck. He actually went to the truck. My truck was still running, lights on, doors wide open. And I'm shining the edge of the power line with my little light, and there was these two red eyes down there, and it ducked behind a tree. And I was like, whoa, what was that? And he didn't see it. No, I didn't see it. I said, you knew you were paying attention to it, looking around. But like I say, after that, all that stuff back there that went on, I actually moved my little feeding area up behind the house, and it's gone from there. Where they're actually building tree structures at my pond. I mean, you can keep going back there and you'll find something new where they had braided a tree through or stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Braided a tree. Oh my God.
Yeah, they'll take limbs and they'll braid them through other limbs and stuff like that.
That is so cool that they do that because it's so unnatural.
Right.
Especially like you've been in the woods your whole life.
Yeah. I
think I've run across 2 tree structures back in the day, and I didn't know what they were. I just thought it was a storm or something that blew them up because I was only like 15, 16 years old.
That's basically what it looked like when I went back there to my pond, because I'm not probably 2 minutes to walk through the little woods back there. I got a trail cut that I can walk back there to my little pond, and it looked like a tornado that came through there. There were willow trees snapped over, and they were all laid over on top, and these other smaller trees were bent over with logs on top of them. Then when you start looking around the structure, there's all kind of little branches and stuff that are braided in, bent around. And it's just like they constantly adding to it. Every time I go back there, I'll find something new.
Do you feel like they're trying to communicate with you doing that?
It's almost like I guess they know I'm amused with it. It's like they almost do it for me. That's how I feel.
I bet they do.
I've had them bust a hole through my chicken coop. I got a big old hole like this in the side of the chicken wire. Yeah, they never taken the chicken or nothing like that, but it was kind of like one night my wife decided she's going to shut the gate because we've been letting them run free. Well, the next day there was a hole in there, and I was like, scratching your head, y'all trying to tell me that you can get in there anyways?
Yeah.
It's just a weird stuff, and it's almost like it's almost like somebody's messing with you.
Yeah.
But you never can catch somebody doing it. I told somebody the other day, one reason I wanted to put camera out was make sure nobody's messing with you. But you never can catch nothing. You catch weird stuff on cameras.
Yeah. Lee knows that because her and her husband have a farm not far from them, and they catch all kind of stuff on their trail cameras.
And we do. We've caught spirits. There's something that's flying.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is yet. It's huge though.
All right, we have a question, guys. Jimmy, can
Do
you
you
see it?
believe? Do
What's
you
that?
believe that the recent video that is? Do you believe that the recent video that's been circulating actually debunks the Patterson Gimlin film? I don't think so, but I'd love to hear
Nope.
your opinion if you've seen it.
I hadn't seen the video yet, but I've always
Yeah,
been on the
dude,
border.
it's so hokey looking.
Yeah,
It's they're trying to monetize off of it, get views on YouTube and Facebook for it.
Yeah.
It's funny because you look at the actual Gimlin Patterson film, dude. That
Yeah.
female had muscles.
yeah.
No
You
suit.
see
They
them
couldn't have
moving.
made a suit in 1967
Yeah,
that showed muscle movement, that showed eye flash, that showed eye blinking.
yeah.
There was no way they could have done it.
And it's just the mass of the body. I mean, it was just that she was huge, wide. You know,
Yeah.
and like you say, you could actually see the muscles flexing.
Sure. And
Did
I
you
don't
see
want to be
that?
crude, but you can see her breasts bouncing up and down when she walks.
Yeah,
Suits don't do that.
yeah. I've always kind of been on the edge of it. It's real, it's not real, you know. But what I've seen in that, it looked real.
All I
It's
know is
just
they
like-
filmed it on October 20th, 1967. I was 2 years old that day.
Yeah,
So they filmed it on my birthday. So that's a special film for me. I don't
yeah.
think they faked that. I
Yeah.
really don't.
My dad
Well-
didn't think it either, and they tried to debunk it at the institute. So
yeah. I believe somebody's trying to make some money off from it.
That's all they're doing, dude. It's like, okay, this is, yeah. Thank you, Nathan.
Yeah.
I just said that.
Yeah. 'Cause I think
And
you
they
can, like
can
you say,
do
you
it.
can build
And
a suit, but that tone of the muscles and stuff moving with it
Yeah.
and how it moved, it was
Well,
just,
that's the fact that both of them didn't have that much money. They couldn't afford a suit even if it was available.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
But what I've seen is, I've had that short one. I guess I've had an 8-inch print. You know, when I got that peanut butter jar, the foot was probably about this big. And what I caught on camera one time, that thing probably wasn't 4 foot tall. And what I
Yeah.
seen, the eye shine that day, it wasn't very tall when it ducked behind the tree. And I can tell you, these things are extremely fast.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
actually sitting in my box stand one night back there, and I heard the owls calling, the barred owl. So I decided I was going to imitate the owl back, just playing around. And all I seen was this black blur come in between two bushes out there, two little brush patches, and that's all you could see. It was just so fast when it moved across.
dude.
Couldn't get down there.
Wow.
Couldn't get down there to it.
I call that when they're phasing
Yeah,
because they want to go from one location to another. They'll phase themselves.
yeah,
And like you said, it can be a black color. I've heard it can be like a purple color, a red color. It
Yeah.
depends on the species of the Sasquatch.
yeah. Well, I've had pictures. I don't know if I can see it on my Facebook, but I've had pictures of just something you can see through.
Yeah.
It looks like it's water,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see it standing there. And I've had it in the pictures with a deer, and you can see the head actually leaned over. Looks like a Sasquatch, but it's clear and see through. And then I've had some other things on there that's on its all fours, and it looked freaky. I was like, whoa, you know, it kind of makes you wonder what all's out there.
no joke.
Yeah, everybody
Sounds
said,
like to me you might have saw a dog man.
yeah. Somebody said, you need to check your camera. I said, no, my camera's good. They said, well, you're just not. You need to get a new camera. So it's.
Why? Because
It
it's
is
just
what
gonna
it
be
is.
the same thing again.
I know it's the same things,
result
you know,
with a
you've
different
seen-
camera.
Yeah, I've caught orbs. I've been whistled at. That
Wow.
one picture, you know, there was one time I was sitting in the deer stand. I heard a whistle. Well, somebody texted me, "Well, know what you doing?" I said, and I screenshot or just took a pic of the field, sitting in the deer stand. And I come back, look, you can see this orb shooting across. Looks like a little tail behind it.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it with my eyes.
What
But,
well, Jimmy, what I found out about that, what you're seeing when you see that,
Yeah.
it is actually them oh shoot. What's the thing when you leave your body, Lee? I'm just lost right now.
They turn into energy.
Astral
so-
projection. That's them
Okay.
astral projecting
Yeah.
their soul out.
Yeah.
They can actually phase through one dimension to another is what
Yeah.
Yeah.
we were talking about.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day about them being dimensional and being able to do stuff like that because it's hard to explain how they can do stuff. You know, you can actually be in a stand, be out there in the woods, you can hear something walking, but not even see it.
Yeah.
Like there's a presence or something around you, or you take a picture and my camera takes a picture and you see this eye behind you, this orb behind you that's not there, that you don't see visually.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
been, you know.
So do you feel like something's watching you?
Well, it's almost like when I do something, it's almost like they know. You know, when I try to trick them some way, they end up, it's almost like they do something back to let me know they can't be tricked.
That's pretty cool.
I took a peanut butter jar one time. Everybody talks about, I talk about peanut butter, but I took a jar one time and I tied a 40-pound braid around it and I laid it on the ground. There was another jar sitting beside it. I tied it to the tree. I come back the next day and both jars are squished.
Wow.
Yeah.
They want that peanut butter.
Well, I think it was kind of like, it's like a temper
juice
tantrum.
box.
Yeah. Well, they didn't open it up. They just squished them. It was like a temper tantrum or something.
Oh.
And I could tell you one thing about the water can I had, this little green plastic water can I had back there. I quit feeding them for a couple of days. And I walked back there and I looked to the end of my food plot and there's this, I see this little round object over there. So I ease over there. It's a small water can. What's it doing waiting over here? I left it by my feeder where I had water my persimmon trees. Everybody knows deer love persimmons.
Oh, yeah.
And I picked it up and it had these big old scratch marks in it and it had been cracked in several places, looked like it had gotten hit. And, you know, and I brought it inside. My wife's like, you must have pissed somebody off. Or you didn't do something right. I said, well, I guess not. I ain't fed them for a couple of days.
Oh, goodness.
They let you know.
It's kind of like, kind of like a little temper tantrum. And I think what I've seen is almost like a juvenile.
Yeah.
You know, what I've experienced because I've been in the woods all my life, probably about 30 years, 35 years. I've been in the woods. I've never had experience with it. I've had some stuff that you can question hearing that I know. What I know now might have been them, I guess, when you look back on it. But this past year just went extreme.
I bet.
Being messed with, you know. And I kept asking the guys I was actually hunting with, are y'all screwing with me? And I kept letting them know. I said, look, I got cameras all over the place. I said, if somebody's messing with me, I'm going to catch them on camera. Because I actually had like this old bowstring. It was a pink one. It was shattered. But it was actually, I went back there the night before. Went back, I was actually playing baby crying because they say baby crying to make them come in.
Oh.
And the next morning, I go back there and there's a old bowstring tied on the armrest of my bow stand, which is probably 25 feet in the air. You know, that's when I started questioning everybody. I said, y'all messing with me? No. And one thing after another, it just got too extreme. If somebody was actually messing with me, they were going through a lot to actually mess with me.
Yeah.
You know, and this goes back years, you know, back to 20. And I'd actually I was on another podcast. And about a week after I was on the podcast, I walked back there and I was talking about the peanut butter jars, the big ones. Well, I got the camera facing one side of the tree where I feed them at, and on the back side, I left the actual lid still screwed onto the tree. I walked back there, and one of my old jars had been brought back from about 4 or 5 years ago, and actually screwed back on the tree.
Oh, damn.
I don't know where it came from because they all disappeared. I know there's one still out there in the woods. I've seen it, but I don't know where this one came from because it actually had curled up on the end like it had been in some heat.
Wow.
And now the woods behind me hadn't been burnt. Gosh, probably about 25 years. So, you know, that's, you know, a lot of people control burn around here. So across the road, so I don't know how far that jar actually went to get into some heat, like a fire. That was very strange to find that thing screwed back in. It just wasn't screwed back in there. It was there tight. I tried to remove it, and I had to actually grab the lid and twist hard to get it off. And I was trying to get a fingerprint off from it.
Yeah.
It was all smudged.
That would be interesting, yeah.
Have you ever gotten hair?
No, I've got one time where we thought for hair. It actually was like a piece of vine or something. I ain't never seen this stuff before. It's like a very thin little vine that has little burrs and stuff on it. We thought it was actually hair one time, but it ended up not being hair. Mostly it's just been tracks, everywhere from 15 to 8 inches to 12-inch tracks and stuff like that. And a lot of tree
Did you cast
structures.
any? Did you
I
cast
tried,
any?
I just got new at it, and I tried to cast one. I didn't mix it thin enough. I had to learn how to do it. I'm waiting on the perfect footprint, so I can cast it. A lot of the soil around here is real hard, I guess, pine straw. And when you get into the hardwoods, there's like this natural root system that's on top. So you can walk through there and hardly make a print. You basically have to bust it up, but you can try to get through that little root system. It's like a webbing. So it's very hard. And they'll try to catch them in the field, but I never catch them in the field. Most time it's just where they boo-boo every now and then. They'll leave me a track.
That boo-boo and leave you a track.
Yeah, because I can tell you they left me a stink bomb one time. This was recent. I called it the stink bomb.
Oh, Lord.
I went back there, and I know everything back there. I'm sitting there every day. And there was this pile of pine straw that was actually piled up on the ground about a foot high. So I go in there and it's right beside where I feed them. So I went and kicked it with my foot. What's this? And all of a sudden the smell of rot hitting me, rotten flesh.
Ooh, yummy.
And it was like black stuff all over the ground. And there was these 2 pieces of
yuck.
pine straw. There were like 4 or 5 pieces of pine straw that were like squeezed together with this mud, skin, hair, like an animal skin or something like that with fur on it.
Oh,
And
Lord.
it had a god awful rotten smell to it, and I kind of left it alone until finally the smell went away. Yeah, somebody called it Sasquatch toilet paper, but I don't know. But it was like, you leaving me a stink bomb back here? But it was almost like they tried to hide it. It was hidden under some pine straw. You never know what you're going. Yeah, you never know what you're going to find. It's always, and I get tickled at it because it's almost like, what am I going to find next?
I can imagine. They're like kids. So here's the question, and I think you just answered it. What is the most compelling physical evidence you personally collected in Georgia? I think you just answered it.
A stink bomb.
That's not an answer
And
I
actually,
expected.
I got a picture of it because I did take a picture. I tried to, document everything I found back there, and you could see it's actually like a couple of pieces of pine straw, and it's mashed like some had to have hands to mash it up. And then when you broke it apart, you could actually see the fur and the hair and stuff in it. And I was like, ooh.
Oh, wow, dude.
Yeah. But it stunk. And
it
wasn't there the day before because I know that's where I feed them at. So I know exactly what all's there. That's the first thing that stood out was this big, huge mound of pine straw that wasn't there the day before.
Yeah, you found their toilet paper.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Blaine, here you go. Question. Where?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to get y'all to move that damn disclaimer that's been running.
Oh, that's me. Sorry. I'll get it on. Go ahead.
They like it.
I was working on something and I forgot about it. There you go.
Where in Georgia have you had the highest concentration of activity, and what patterns have you noticed there?
Patterns, I guess behind my house, but they follow creeks, rivers. Everybody I talk to is always near some type of river.
Well, it makes sense, dude. It's a water source.
Yeah.
And food's always near water sources.
And right here, we do have, northern part of the county, we do have a higher concentration of deer. I mean, southern Thomas County, there's probably not as much, but up here where I'm at, there's a lot of them. I mean, every time I come home, I see deer.
Oh, I can
on the edge of the fields. And I found a couple of skeletons out there this past year. No, I didn't find a broken leg. I didn't try to go through the woods too much during the season. I waited till after hunting season before I ever ventured out because I don't want to mess with anybody else up trying to hunt.
Yeah.
So this was later on. It was actually one of the deer I had on camera, a little small buck. I found his bones. I found part of the bones were actually shoved under a log. And another one was next to a old corn pile where the guy had a camera on. There was a pile of bones there. And that's what I think a lot of times what they do is they'll sit there like a poacher. They'll hunt your corn pile waiting on deer to come in. And that's what I think was going on in the creek back there, because when I left out, the activity basically ceased. I didn't see no more activity as far as trees breaking and that stuff like that. But I had a corn pile back there, and they had a little brush pile not too far up the deer trail from me, where you see all these little trees broken, stuff like that. I think I just ventured too close to where they were doing their little hunting, and they didn't want me in there. They made me uncomfortable to get out there.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't taking the supper away from them now.
No.
You were trying.
Yeah.
You know, they get like Jethro from Beverly Hillbillies. He hungry. They ready to eat.
Yeah.
They're going to eat. They're going
And also, you know, talk about animals. I had a family of raccoons actually got in, because I'd use tasty cakes, anything Hostess cakes, all kind of stuff they'd get into. I had a family of raccoons actually got into it. Within about a week, my raccoons were gone. The last picture of the raccoon I had, he was trying to sneak around the backside of the tree, like he was trying to sneak up on it, and there was no more raccoons after that getting any goods out of there.
Ooh.
I was like, well, I guess y'all took care of these raccoons.
They were making more stinky bombs.
Yeah. And that might have been, I was probably raccoon fur in that little ball. I was thinking of it.
I wouldn't doubt it, man.
Wow, that's gross. But, you know,
Yeah.
that's probably the case.
Yeah.
Horrible.
You gotta love trash pandas,
Hey,
man.
so,
Yeah.
okay, Gwen.
What is the most compelling physical? That's the same one you did.
We
Oh,
just
well,
did that
let me
one
get off
already,
of that
didn't
one. Let
Woman.
me dump it. Okay.
All
I
right.
did that one too.
You did
Hold
that
on.
one too?
Yeah,
I'm
She's going to get the
slow.
one we hadn't seen in a minute.
there we
All
go.
right.
There's one we haven't seen yet.
There you go. What methods or tools do you most trust when investigating Bigfoot activity?
I
Well,
mean,
you can say trail cameras, but
Yeah.
I've had them shut trail cameras down. Everybody said that's BS, but I've actually, like I say, been in the blind and have it go down. I've had them take stuff, eat stuff in front of a trail camera within 10 feet of it, and the trail camera would go off.
Yeah.
I've actually gone back there in the dark. My trail camera was actually dead. You figured they're probably coast, you know, and I'd bring it back up. And I've had to reboot them, you know, sometimes going back there, reset it, restart it. Because whenever there's activity, it seems to mess up the camera. Probably looking for tracks, tree structures, but also audio.
Yeah.
I do have an audio recorder. They found it a couple of weeks ago. I had it. I did a little
is
honey
it
bunch.
still in existence or is it in the hairball?
It's still, they hadn't really messed anything like my trail cameras and stuff. They leave it alone. They won't mess with them, but they'll shut them down. They actually left it. I had it in a blind, my hunting blind. I had it sitting in the cup holder on the chair. Now I had my blind still shut, and I hung a honey bun within 10 feet of the blind. I took and zip tied it up to the tree. Well, I walked back there, and the next morning, my chair inside I look in the window of my blind to get it out, and my chair's been just folded up and laid down where it sat.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, it wasn't pushed over. It was actually just like that, folded up and sat down. So it took me about a week, you know, because I'm busy all the time working. I actually went through my audio, and at about 12:30 in the morning, I finally found it. And it was like 30 minutes of them playing with it. They actually, you could tell they had lifted my blind up because there was actually a bush inside my blind that wasn't there. Because I would ever hunt on there, I try to keep my ground clean. But it was actually a bush inside my blind. And like I said, they sat there for 30 minutes fumbling with it. You could hear them. They'd go away and they'd come back, or either they were standing there. I don't know how they were doing, but you could still hear them messing with it. And it was just the creepiest sound. Yeah, fiddling with it. But like I say, my recorder, when I first saw that, I thought my recorder was gone, but it was actually still in the cup holder.
I'll be damned.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a hard question, and I can't wait to hear what you got to say. Is it my turn? I think it
It's
is.
your turn.
Yeah, it is.
What do most people get wrong about Bigfoot encounters in the Southeast? Have you been able to debunk any of the claims or the what that's supposed to look like or smell like or what they eat?
Well, the ones I hadn't had no smell. I can tell you one thing: they're very intelligent, almost hyper intelligent. Sometimes I feel like they're smarter than I am. They're not just they're flesh and blood, but they do something else.
Yeah.
It blows your mind what they do. Couple of pictures I've had, they almost look human face, but it's whenever they turn their head, it's like the nose is real wide.
Yeah.
You know, from the side profile, it almost looks human, but whenever you look straight on, it's like, what is that? And they're real furry. The ones I've seen kind of short, they're not real tall. Now,
That's what I expected too.
I've had a lady probably 30 minutes from where I live. She had some that were like 20, I think like 22-inch tracks. And actually posted, they were big, massive, and that's only 30 minutes. And my sister and her husband had rode into some probably about 20 minutes from where I live. That was on a creek. Of course, it was on a creek. They stopped with another couple, and she could hear it. And they all could hear it actually walking, crushing the ground, crushing branches, and they could see the trees swaying. While that was the little small trees, and then making a weird noise. And they actually looked up. My brother-in-law actually looked up and seen the big old glowing red eyes way up there. And another one, another guy I know, we actually spotted one probably about 3 or 4 miles from where I live, crossing the highway. He said it wasn't very tall, but it was covered in fur. He said you couldn't see the face for the fur, but
Right.
it was on 2 feet and it was fast. It actually cleared a barbed wire fence, knocking the top wire off. He said by the time he got turned around and come back, the fence was still shaking.
Yeah.
Dang.
But he didn't realize there was actually a dead deer in the road. So,
Goodness.
Yeah, but you'll actually hear those stories around here where people shoot a deer, leave it, or don't find it, come back the next day, and there's just a blood pile, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had a friend said they went back to go back to get the deer in the morning and said it was in the middle of the field, deer was dead. And they come back the next morning, there's no tracks, there's nothing. The deer's gone. It's like, what picked it up? Did the alien come in?
Yeah.
No explanation. Said the deer was dead. So you hear a lot of those stories around here, but nobody puts 2 and 2 together till you'll tell them, you know, what you've seen. And then they start questioning.
Oh, it was a bear or something. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody around here will say it's a bear. That must be smoking some of that peel with the. The Native Americans
flown in.
Yeah, them Native Americans were smoking too much. Peace pipe, but
all right, Blaine, this one's yours, honey.
What's the closest you've been to a possible Bigfoot, and what did it do?
See, that's scary right there.
Me?
Yes.
Probably within 50 feet of them. And that's the one that was close. They were just snapping limbs and stuff. And I actually went back and found the limbs that were snapping.
Oh, that's cool.
The time I did get the rock through it, I mean, I could actually hear it walking. And it made a little shuffle with his feet.
Yeah.
Then it went quiet, and all of a sudden this rock came in like it was ricocheting off the top of my blind. I mean, it hit and it sounded off, and I was, whoa! I jumped out of my chair and I said, all right.
Well, Jimmy, when I saw mine, I was in a tree stand up here in Elmore County.
Yeah.
And I heard the deer behind me. I'm waiting for it to walk through to see if it's going to be a buck or a doe, if I could shoot it or not. And then all of a sudden I started hearing these loud footprints. Chom, chom, chom.
Yeah.
And it walked right up onto my tree stand.
Ooh.
And I'm sitting there like, and I'm like, can I shoot this thing? And I saw it, his face turned to look at me, dude. It looked too human. I was like, I can't shoot this thing. I feel like I'm killing a human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one picture I've got in the tree back there is actually looks like that. It looks, if you look close at the details, it looks like a human face, but when it turns sideways, it's a little bit wider.
Yeah, his eyes were a little bit wider, and his nose was a little bit wider, but
it's almost like there's it's like the bridge right here is like solid going straight down from the forehead.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
I'm just glad it didn't see me.
Yeah.
And it just looked around, the
Yeah.
surroundings, and it was like, shoot, it was gone like the wind.
Yeah. That day I caught all that in that tree back there on camera. It was like,
Whoops, excuse me.
you could see it actually moving around. And somebody said that's leaves. That's just pareidolia. But I actually know the tree it was in.
Sorry.
And the weird thing, I don't know if I ever posted it, but I was actually went back there the next day because I always go back there to try to debunk it. You know,
Sure.
if I get
Oh,
something, I want
Here's
to
my
go.
question. Here's the question. Yeah. Wait. There. What natural explanations have you personally ruled out in your investigation? And here you go. You read my mind.
Yep. I've seen tree knots sometime in trees that look like a Bigfoot. You know, actually one time I went and thought I saw one. And I took a picture of it, but you know, it took me another 2 or 3 times to go back there just to make sure. I go back to where I was at and I try to view everything and I found it. So I was like, well, that wasn't no Bigfoot. So I do try to go in and look, you know, because sometimes you have pareidolia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I try to look and see if there's anything out there that could make that, you know, what you see,
Sure.
just to make sure, just to double check.
I like those pictures where the logs are all piled up on top, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, knick-knack, paddywhack looking, you know.
Yeah. And they'll, like you say, they'll take that trees and they'll just bend them over. And then they'll stack some on the end. They'll throw a log on top. Then they'll break trees on top of it. And it's just like, what are y'all doing? Then you come back the next day and there'll be limbs braided through other trees. And they'll take little twigs. I mean, little small little twigs. And they'll braid them through. And they'll hook them in. They'll bend this limb around and make it connect with this other tree. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? You know, and it's always
my
scary.
favorite
Like,
the ones they snatched completely out of the ground and got the roots hanging up in the air.
yeah. And
That's
now I
like,
found,
whoa.
yeah. Now I found some actually, you know, limbs are actually jammed to the ground. You know, and if somebody done that, if they done it.
Mm-hmm.
But just walking through the woods, you'll find stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of topless trees back there, little small trees that are just no tops on them.
They
And
bald.
I think a lot of times the junior, he likes to get out there and ride trees like a kid. It seems like, you know, by the way, you see all these trees just bent over.
Well, Junior, you can come up here. I got 3 pine trees you can have a field day with. Take them all.
Hey, come on.
We got some over. Look, do you think Bigfoot could have a ghost? Like when they die, do you think they could haunt you? We got something happening at the property, and I'm at a loss. I don't even know. Something is setting off the motion, you know, the camera,
Yeah.
and it's something big, and the camera's telling us where it is, and we go there, and there's this foggy, huge thing, and then poof, it's gone.
Yeah, I've had some foggy things on camera. I don't know. I think they can just do things that are out of the paranormal, you know, out of what we can understand physically,
Right.
you know, and everybody goes into quantum physics and stuff like that. You know, well, I don't think we really have a clue what all they can do. I mean, like I say, nobody has one or that we know of captured anywhere. And that's probably one reason we can never capture one, because they can do stuff that's just extraordinary.
That was the question here. Do you believe Bigfoot is purely biological or something more paranormal? And what led you to that conclusion?
It's
I don't-
just,
I'm not as knowledgeable as you with this, but I could tell you what the Seminoles, what they told me when I was a kid. He explained to me, oh, you do? Rez has a Sasquatch spirit guide. See, I was wondering about that. But so he told me that there's certain things like skinwalkers and things where people can there's certain things that they do in spirit, because our
Yeah.
bodies aren't just our bodies. You know, our spirit is way past our body. And there's things that we can do even now that'll affect us spiritually.
yeah.
And he said that there's certain beings that can transcend, hey JW, that can transcend the physical world into the spirit world.
All right.
So I just wondered if that's what maybe the Bigfoot. Plural Bigfoot is big feet? No, Bigfoots.
I wondered about that myself.
We're gonna get Lee a
Want to
big
say
feet
big
shirt, a big
Big
feet
feet.
shirt.
Because I keep wanting to say big feet instead of big. It messes me up. Oh
That's
Lord,
funny.
I'm trying. All
I just
right.
call them Sasquatch. That makes it easier.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Somebody said one time they made a comment they get offended when you call them big feet because they got a big foot. It's like calling somebody, if you got big feet, hey, Bigfoot.
Hey, loggerhead.
Yeah.
Dude, I got big feet. I don't care. Call me Bigfoot all you want to.
Yeah.
Hey, Gwen, this is yours, girl.
Oh Lord. Have you ever captured evidence you choose not to release and why?
No, I haven't really caught any evidence. Well, there's some that's kind of maybe not, I'm not sure. So I try to keep it. I don't post it or I don't release it. I know I got another buddy of mine, Alabama. He's actually showed me some pictures of that was gory for his deer, what they have done to the deer and coyotes and stuff. And he doesn't post it. So
Right.
something like that, you don't want people to see.
No.
Biological, but uses most of their brain and vibrate higher than us, hence dimensional travel. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right, Red.
Yeah, Lee's reading one of the comments. I know you guys, I think you got your big screen
I
up.
got
so
my bifocals on, y'all. I can read.
I have to go.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
one
Liz,
thing I thought about.
Thank you for my shirt. I'm wearing it tonight.
Yep.
Oh,
That's what kind of, what effect I've always wondered about infrasound. What can it do? What's the possibilities of infrasound? Can it affect electronics?
I
I've
can't
never
believe
run
it.
that. I've never run that test, to see if it can actually cause a camera to malfunction or some type of electronics with that infrasound if it hits a certain
Okay, 2
frequency.
meters might work.
Yeah.
Check this out. I have this question loaded for you. We're supposed to be the psychics, not you.
Yeah.
There it is. What vocalizations or sound have you heard that stands out as unexplainable?
Well, that's easy. That's a
Creepy?
whoop. I was actually I'm glad y'all asked that because I was actually laying in bed about 4 o'clock in the morning. I was trying to go back to sleep, and one of them sounded off in the backyard. I mean, it was the purest, clearest whoop you could hear. But it sounded just like what you hear on TV, and it kind of blew my mind when I heard it. Because every now and then you'd hear them do the owl imitations and sound like a real loud owl, barred owl, and you'll hear them howl. And there's things you question: is that something else or is that them? But that whoop was unmistakable because that's only Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Big Feet. They do the whoop.
That whoop.
Yeah.
My dad, he worked on the different sounds of animals. He had me doing all kinds of animal calls. But there was this one that was a whoop, whoop, like that. Is that what it sounded like?
It was a little bit shorter. It was almost like that. It started off whoop, and then it hit that sharp cut at the end. Whoop, like that. And I was like,
okay.
I was like,
cool.
oh Lord. I was elbowing my wife. She wanted to keep sleeping though. I said, they're whooping out there.
Don't wake me up.
I said, whoop, there it is. Oh.
Whoop, there it is.
There's the hashtag.
You look like paying you with a frying pan for that.
Another one of the weird things, and it talks about how fast they are. I was actually coming home after the first rock throwing incident, and I was pulling down my driveway, and this is what was weird. My mirror lit up. I got dark tinted windows, so I can't hardly see out of them at night, but they're actually, my mirror lit up on my driver's
You got
mirror.
your hashtag.
Yep. They lit up like something was passing me or I was passing somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And I seen the light and I said, what the heck? I ain't never had to happen. And then it never happened again. But I go inside, get my dog, take my dog outside to go pee and do a little thing. And I walk back inside. I'm just going to go out here and listen. So I went back on the porch and I was just standing there and I could hear that. And it was so loud. And I hate to do the sound, but it's like, wow, woo, 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 woo. And I was like, but it just like echoed through the whole neighborhood, the woods.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it was so loud, and all the other dogs in the neighborhood started going off. It sounded like it was right back there in my woods, right by my house, but the volume it hit was just ungodly.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it hit that big wah at first, and then it started off with that whoop, 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 whoop. I was like, no.
All right,
Okay,
this is yours, brother. Here we go. This
what
is
time of year
I
or
want to know.
conditions seem to produce the most activity in Georgia for you?
I mean, do they
I
migrate?
can-
I
the
mean, where
ones
would they
here
go?
I've had them. Now you say I didn't really start till hunting season, really going after them or going checking looking for them. So I can say hunting season probably prime time, but I'm
Yeah,
still
that would
having
be
I'm
most
still having
active.
activity right now, and it will slow down for about a week or two. And I think sometimes you can agitate them. Like I had somebody come out one time and did a lot of whooping and tree knocking and playing stuff, and they actually disappeared for about a week.
Oh man.
I said, heck
And
with you. Who are these people in our woods?
yeah, my wife said, "Don't let nobody else come out." She said, that's my little forest monsters back there.
Yeah.
Oh, she sounds like such a sweetheart. Does she
Yeah.
shop for them? Pick cookies and cakes and apples and stuff?
No, but she will go.
I totally
She'll
would.
go with she wants to go to the what do you call it, the Ocala when they're having the new Bigfoot conference down there. She's wanting to go. She actually mentioned
I
to
want
me
to go
first.
so bad.
I know.
Yeah, because that's
But
where I had my experiences.
yeah, like I say, we're
So
supposed to be
cool.
going to Osceola this weekend, so hopefully they'll get some experience down there.
Right on, man.
Yeah, but like I say, I get to have my own behind my house.
Yeah.
I'm just wishing
Yeah.
they would. No, I'd still like to come face to face and actually walk up. I don't know how I'd actually act, but that full on encounter, maybe shake the hand or something like that.
Yeah.
Give a big old hug. Give them a
Yeah.
big hug.
Jimmy, I
That's
wondered
how-
like, if you go somewhere else and Bigfoot hunt and get their smell of them, they're gonna be jealous.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Jimmy was cheating on
Like,
us.
oh.
You smell like
your
the
dog
Bigfoot
food,
up there from
that's somebody
Coolidge.
else's dog.
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen if you were shooting deer. If they hear you fire a weapon, do they?
Now it
Feel
did. I
threatened
can
by
actually say that I shot a deer one time and they actually didn't come around for a couple of days. So I don't know if it kind of irritated them, but
My guess they were
I
probably
shot-
tracking the same deer you shot. It's like you took their
Yeah.
dinner away from them.
And that
I
you
actually
did
got better one
not
time, and I actually
time.
thought to myself, I said, "Let me shoot a big buck." I said, "I'll give you honey buns for a year."
Yeah.
And
No
about
doubt,
2 minutes, 2 minutes later, this big old buck walks out from that
Oh,
bottom. Now, do I know for 100%? No, I don't. It was just maybe
But
a
that's
coincidence.
cool.
Jimmy,
It
I'd have
was.
took it, man. So I'd have been like, "Thank you, big feet."
And I actually left them some. I actually left them some deer sausage back there by the tree. They actually took it, so I was like,
Ooh.
"I'll give you
I
something."
bet
Yum.
they
for
like
the place of it."
that.
Mm.
You're gonna have them so tame. They're gonna come
Yeah.
up to you and be like, "Yo, bro, what's up? Let's crack one open."
What's one of them doing?
Now, I've heard of them drinking a beer. Now,
Yeah,
actually,
I've heard of
I've
it
had
too.
one of the girls worked for the state down there in Florida. She was telling me one time. She said if you actually can feed them fermented corn, they will get drunk. And she's had a buddy
That
actually
would
do
be
that.
funny. I'm sorry, that would be hilarious.
That would be funny. I've seen
Yeah.
monkeys get drunk, on from the
Yes.
suits on some documentary. That would be funny, y'all. That would be funny.
Yeah, you hear them go, ooh. All over.
It'd be, ooh, oh shoot.
Yeah, I've heard of them
Lord,
getting in the
turn
ice chest and actually getting the beer out. I ain't never tried it. I thought about getting some whiskey and mixing it with peanut butter and see if they can.
that would be
You
funny.
and the peanut butter, yeah.
Just go get us some Natty Light and leave them out there 6-pack and see what they do with it.
Yeah.
Well, if I find peanut butter on clearance, I'm gonna mail it to you.
Pull out.
They got to eat.
Yeah, I probably got enough jars. I don't know where they go, but I probably got enough jars in the woods out there somewhere they got stacked up. Because I'll go looking for it. I said, where are these peanut butter jars going?
It's kind of
You
like
never
Winnie
find
the
them.
Pooh in his honey jars. He keeps them
Like
in
they
his
take them
little
into
hut
they take them to the other dimension or something like that. They got a little portal they go through and they take all their peanut
and
butter
showing
jars.
them off.
Yeah.
And then the Bigfoot trash man says, "That's enough of y'all," and starts throwing them bottles back out at him.
Now I've heard of one of the researchers actually had that happen where he was feeding the peanut butter and he said he quit. He got sick. He said next thing you know, the neighbor had all the jars in the yard.
Oh
I was
shoot!
like,
Oh my God. I bet
They
the
brought
neighbor
'em
was like, it's like, hey, fill these
"Where's
things
my
up.
peanut butter?"
Mm-hmm.
Don't you take my chocolate and my peanut butter?
Yeah. But
Have
they
you ever
kind of
given them
really
chocolate?
My buddy in Pennsylvania says
Snickers.
they like chocolate, but they don't like Hershey's with almonds. They'll leave the candy bar sitting there. But you
No.
give them a regular Hershey's bar, he said they will eat that like they stole it.
I fed them Snicker bars. They will eat a Snicker bar.
Well, maybe it's a difference between Southern Bigfoot and Northern Bigfoot, because he said they don't like nuts, they don't like oranges, but they'll eat apples, they'll eat plums, peanut butter.
Yeah,
Oh
peanut.
Lord, that's how
Liver.
that's how he got the stinky ball of hair.
Yeah.
Now we do have a lot of peanuts down here, so they
Yeah.
make peanut butter. So it's a big production down here in South Georgia and North Florida with peanuts.
Here's something that surprised you, Jimmy. There's
What's
more peanuts grown in Alabama than there or Georgia does.
Oh yeah,
Believe it or not, there's
Yeah,
more
we've
peaches
actually-
grown here too than Georgia too.
are they?
Yeah,
Georgia
I always
peanuts.
thought that was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, we've actually bought some from Alabama. Where I work at, they buy some Alabama peanuts. Get them in.
Yeah.
They'll start down there in South Florida. They'll start buying, and then next thing you know, it moves up further north. I guess according to the weather.
Oh yeah,
North wind.
Most of them around here for like peanut butter, snacks, and stuff like that. It's not where I live. It's not more of a Bowling Green peanuts, just something from manufacturing, creaming.
Interesting. All right, one more question for you. Do you think Bigfoot avoids humans or studies them?
I think both. They probably avoid humans and study them. They stay from afar
I
because
think they mess with you. I think
Yeah,
they
they
mess
will.
with you.
well, they call it screwy. They will definitely do that. It's almost they'll prank you.
I wonder if you have a juvenile that just really enjoys it. That
I
seems
think
like
it is. He's probably sitting back laughing at me.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I've heard from other
Hey, y'all
Bigfooters.
watch this.
I've heard from other Bigfooters that the juveniles, you can pardon my French, they're assholes.
Yeah. They like to mess with you. And
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of the reason of what I've seen with the 8-inch tracks, the eye shine that was that high, and also what I've seen, that little black blur and stuff I've caught on camera.
Thank you.
It was short, but he was wide.
Yeah.
It built like a little tank.
Oh boy.
But like I say, I've been sitting on the power line and hear something, going through the bushes, like something's throwing a big old stick through the bushes, hitting all the leaves and stuff going. And by the time you look up, you'll see the bush shaking, and it'll be already gone. It's like, what was that?
Look, where'd he go?
Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's what you had to call him too. Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
So I got your new thing. Thank you, Jimmy Barwick, Bigfoot enthusiast and friend. Bigfoot friend.
Yeah.
Snack buddy. I like that.
That's pretty
So
cool.
cool.
That is.
Yeah.
We need to go there and have a picnic with him.
Yep.
I'd love to see him.
Well, they say it all started out, I was probably scared, I think when it first started happening, but the more things have happened, the more laid back you are, the more numb you are. Now, I won't go out there, sit in the woods by myself when it's dark, just sit there by myself, but I'll go with somebody. And I'll walk through the woods when it's pitch black dark and go there, but before it's sitting there, it's like, ooh, spooky.
Can you see the comment, Jimmy? Our friend Al said, we sure had enough here in Ohio in the past 3 weeks, 10 now, in Portage and Trumbull counties.
Yeah, that's what's crazy because, it seems like more and more people are having encounters now.
Yeah.
Because, growing up, I didn't hear nobody down there having a recording. Then you start talking to people now, and everybody's probably half people you talk to who's had an encounter or they've seen something strange,
Yeah.
They can't explain. So,
Well, there's one stretch of road here. It's like we're going with Tonka over to Millbrook or Prattville. I call it Bigfoot Road because that place is prime for Bigfoot. There's water sources, there's food, there's deer all up in there. There's all kind of wildlife. It's like every time we go through there, I'm like, be watching in case Bigfoot jumps out of the woods at us.
That is true.
You could.
So my last question. Now that you've been hunting Bigfoot, do you think you would be up for Lizard Man?
Well, like my buddy at the DNR said one time, they really don't have a clue what all's out there.
Yeah.
No.
That's true.
You know, what I've seen, and I don't know if I showed that picture. That's something I didn't post, was that smiling tree, because it's just nuts. I don't know if y'all can see it on here.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
The same tree, that thing I got caught on camera. I went back the next day with my cell phone and took a picture of it with my cell phone. I went from where the camera, this is how I do it. I go where the camera is, and I'll take a picture from where the camera is, where I seen the thing at. And then when I look back at it, I said, that damn tree smiling at me.
Oh, shit.
I said, what the hell?
What the hell? Damn it,
I ain't never
Bobby.
posted that because that's kind of nuts. You know, why? What
It
kind of light
was.
refraction would cause two eyes and a smiley face?
Yeah.
You know, and I went back, took another picture of it, and I didn't see that. So
That's
it's just,
funny.
yeah, there is like this little
Yeah, it is wicked.
weird
Yeah,
glowy
it
looking
is.
thing right there, like a blob, and you see the smiley face right in the middle of
Yeah.
it.
Something you wouldn't expect. And it's like, I bet you first looked at it, it's like, is that damn tree smiling at me?
I
Yeah.
did.
What the hell?
I would have had to go, and I would have took a picture and sent it to you guys and said, "What the hell is this?"
It's just like, is this damn tree smiling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of it on Facebook. I'll message you
Alright.
to it, to Gwen.
Yeah, I will. I'll show it to
That's-
them. That's
that's
funny.
hilarious.
Please.
Yeah. But it looks just like the damn tree smiling at me. I said, what are you
It really does.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And I
say,
didn't
I'm going
post. I didn't
into
post
the
it because it was like
woods.
nuts. You know, everybody think you're nuts posting a smiling tree. But that's
Dude, I
just
think
the thing.
that's cool. Dude, if I'd have seen it too, I'd have took pictures of it. I mean, how many times in your lifetime are you going to see a tree smiling at your ass?
But I did. The thing about it, I didn't see it with my eyes. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
I was just taking a picture of the tree where that thing was at. You know, that mass or whatever it was, looked like a face on it and a head and this weird nose and stuff. You know, like fur coming off. And when I went back down there just to debunk it or see if I could figure out what was making that sound, on the camera, that's when it come out, and I didn't see it visually, but I just seen it with the camera. And I was just like scratching my head. I said, what in the hell is going on now?
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine,
I'm
dude.
with you.
And this is,
Totally messing with
that's
you.
what I don't, got a clue what all they can do. I don't know
And
what
you
their
probably
abilities
won't know
are.
in your lifetime or your kid's lifetime or their kid's lifetime what all they can do.
Yeah,
True.
so that can answer on something I didn't actually post. It's actually just weird, because you'll get a lot of people, jokes on it. So,
Hey, dude, what I say is let them joke.
yeah.
Oh, don't worry about them.
Oh, I think they're hilarious.
Yeah.
So how can people reach out to you, Jimmy?
South Georgia Squatch on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy.
Go like the man's page. It's a good page. He's got some good stuff on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, hang out with us in the back, and we're going to wrap it up for tonight. I can't believe an hour shot by.
Yeah.
Let me say my thing real quick. You guys
Do
had
it, Will.
1,000 choices for entertainment tonight. You chose us. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, Jimmy, I'm gonna drop you down. Okay, just hang out
Okay.
with us.
All right.
All right, guys. I'm sorry I had a glitch. My internet totally dropped.
I was like, where did
That's
Gwen go?
Totally gone. And I was like, well,
I almost asked Lee, I said, is Gwen okay? Because she don't usually take off during the show.
they know
you,
it
Jamie.
was gone. I had no
It's
internet.
like,
And I
I
was
got
like,
nothing. Like,
I'm so mad.
what the?
Yeah.
I hit a few buttons, and then she was back, and I was like, thank goodness.
like-
'Cause
And I was
It's
busting up the store.
I know you were.
Yeah. Well, if I drop off, guys, me and the internet
Something
company.
wrong.
Yeah, me and the
Something
internet
went
company's
wrong.
got to have yet another talk. So yeah.
Yes.
And I'm beginning to think I have things around here that, set my alarm off and stuff like they
You
do.
think?
And, yeah, I'm beginning to think they hit the button because it just blinked and I was like, there ain't no reason for that. So, yeah.
The things we
Your
collect.
fiber's buried underground, right?
Yes.
See, ours comes across on the telephone pole, so.
Nope, not mine. All right, so we have a commercial that Lee made for us. What ad?
I hope
Maybe.
it doesn't suck.
It don't
Let's see if it
suck.
does okay.
Even better.
But anyway,
I hope
it is
not.
for New Orleans. So you guys hang on just a minute and watch this.
And
for
stay
us.
tuned for the one for Deep South next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just hang on for a second and watch this for us because it's very cool.
Not
Good
too
commercial.
shabby.
It didn't suck.
Thank you.
No,
It didn't suck. Yay.
Oh yeah. Jeremy, do go back and watch.
Yes,
watch.
please
Vicky's
go back and
wonderful.
watch Family Spirits. I'm sorry I was sick.
Thank you, Janet.
You all have a
Thank you,
super
Janet.
night, you guys.
Well,
Say goodnight, Blaine.
Well, I thought y'all said goodbye. I was just having. Yeah, go back and watch it. We had a good show with our publisher,
Publisher
Vicky.
Mm-hmm.
Vicky Peplo.
So, all right, guys. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a good night.